One, two, one, two.
Very good. Okay, thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes. Okay, I can do it in here tomorrow too, because I know you're going to be tied up tomorrow. We'll see. Yeah, right.
Tomorrow we're going to try to put it here today outside. Tomorrow morning I come put the stage outside.
Okay.
Stage, lights, everything.
Oh yeah, we got to do that. So
Open up a little bit more so
people can see it a little bit. There we go. It's nice. When you go upstairs, if you go upstairs, just make sure that the picture looks good. I think it looks good, but
I'm gonna go right now.
yeah, just make sure it looks okay.
Oh, thank you for the present.
Oh, it was nothing. I was just in the store. I said, "This will be." I'm sorry if it's got any Christmas stuff on. I need to take it. It was all Christmas. I go.
I don't check what the Christmas. I check what's inside.
Good. Was it good? Good. I'm glad you like it. Good. Enjoy, my friend. Yeah. Okay. Ah, Boker Tov, everyone. It's so good that you could join me for davening this morning, this chilly winter morning. But it's kind of nice, It really is kind of nice to be to daven, to put your tallis on a morning that when you wake up and it's in the 50s, There's something nice about that. There we go. I turned down my sound here. I remember many years ago up north on cold, we should call it chilly fall days. And here, winter in Florida is a little bit like fall up north in New England or somewhere in the Northeast. And you put your tallis around you and you feel enveloped in something very spiritual, and you feel warm. And you get with some people, and you had to drag yourself out of bed, and you had to drag yourself to the synagogue. But then you started davening. You started doing all those familiar songs, and you're with your friends. You're with people that you gather with every week or a few days a week to daven with. And all of a sudden, you're feeling kind of a warmth. You sort of get into gear, and the prayers lift you up. And all of a sudden, you're not cold anymore. You're warm. And then you finish davening, and you have a cup of coffee and a bagel with your friends. What could be better than that? Well, we can't quite get together in a physical sense yet, but we are together online today. So let us daven today. Thank you, Manny, and let us warm our souls. Let us fill our souls with love and for each other and love for our Jewish tradition. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehitatef b'tzitzit. And now the tefillin shel Yad. Oh my. I hope you can hear me. There we go. Now I know you can hear me. Excellent. We are doing so well this morning. I like the cold weather. I don't think I'd like it all of the time, but I like the chilly weather. I like getting up in the morning and feeling the chill in the air, and then pouring myself a nice cup of coffee and just letting my hands warm up around the cup, just holding the cup and just warming up. Something nice about that. You might want to join me for the blessing for the tefillin shel yad. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahanich tefillin. Now the tefillin shel Rosh. You may notice that I'm in the chapel today. Why is that? Instead of the sanctuary, I am in the chapel. I'm in the chapel because we have workmen in the sanctuary who are putting up some new lighting behind our stained glass windows, which will make them pop. It'll just be so beautiful when we get back into the sanctuary to daven together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam asher kiddushanu v'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al mitzvat tefillin. Eristichli le'olam, eristichli b'tzedek u'v'mishpat u'v'rachamim. Eristichli b'tzedek u'mishpat u'v'rachamim. Eristichli v'emunah v'yadat et Adonai. And now we turn to Ma Tovu. I believe that's on page, that is on page 30 in the Mishkan Tefillah. Well, most of us know it by heart, so let's just begin. Ma Tovu Ohalecha Yaakov Mishkenotecha Yisrael Ma Tovu Ohalecha Yaakov Mishkenotecha Yisrael. How fair are your tents, O Jacob, your dwellings, O Israel. I, through your abundant love, enter your house. I bow down in awe at your holy temple. Adonai, I love your temple abode, the dwelling place of your glory. I will humbly bow down low before Adonai, my Maker. As for me, may my prayer come to you, Adonai, at a favorable time. O God, in your abundant faithfulness, answer me with your steadfast deliverance. We thank God for our physical existence, the miraculous reality of our bodies. My God, the soul that you have given me, praise to you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who formed the human body with skill, creating the body's many pathways and openings. It is well known before your throne of glory that if one of them be wrongly opened or closed, it would be impossible to endure and stand before you. Blessed are you, Adonai, who heals all flesh, working wondrously. Baruch atah Adonai, rofei chol basaru mafli la'asod. You know, the cold air, in a sense, makes your body feel even more alive than when it's hot. So even the chilly weather is a blessing, is a sensory blessing. My God, the soul you have given me is pure. You created it. You shaped it. You breathed it into me, and you protect it within me. For as long as my soul is within me, I offer thanks to you, Adonai, my God, and God of my ancestors, source of all creation, sovereign of all souls. Praised are you, Adonai, in whose hand is every living soul and the breath of humankind. Baruch atah Adonai asher biyado nefesh kol chai v'ruach kol basar ish. Page 36, Nisim b'chol yom. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam asher natan lesech vivina lechachim ben yom uven laila. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam pokeach ivrim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam matir asurim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam zokef kefufim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam roka haaretz al hamayim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam hamechin mitzadei gaver. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam malbish arumim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam hanoten la'ayef koach. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam hama'avir sheina me'inai utnuma me'afapai. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam sha'asani b'tselem Elohim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam sha'asani ben chorin. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam sha'asani Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam ozer Yisrael bigvura. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam oter Yisrael betifara. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam asher kiddushan v'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah. This week's Torah portion is Vayeshev. And Vayeshev means to settle, and after all sorts of adventures, all sorts of disasters and victories, and the whole catastrophe as life can be, Jacob returns to the land of Canaan. He's now a mature man. He's now a fairly wealthy man. He's a man of prominence. He thinks everything is going to be cool. He thinks everything is settled, only to have a great disturbance among his sons, especially between Joseph and the other children of Jacob. And the rabbis hint that the word Vayeshev doesn't just mean to have settled in a physical sense. You know, he settled in the land of Canaan. They say that he became settled in his soul. In other words, he became complacent. You know, we can never be complacent. Life is eventful. Life is eventful. Life has all sorts of stressors. Things are going to happen to us and around us from the day we're born to the day we take our last breath. But that doesn't mean that life isn't good. When we live our Jewish values, when we have faith in God, and we have loving relationships, we deal with the chaos around us. But we should never expect a stress-free life, and because that just is not in the cards. But life is still good. In a sense, it's those challenges. Sometimes they're not easy at all, but it's those challenges that make us feel alive. It is those challenges that deepen our faith. Yitkada v'yikada shamei rabbah v'yamad v'rach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayichonu v'yomechonu v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael v'agala v'zman kari v'imru amen Yehi shmei rabba mevarach le'olam u'le'me'elamaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitvoromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitalei v'yitalal shmei d'kudush abrichmu le'olam min kol berchata v'shirata tush b'chata v'nechmata damiran v'yama v'yimru amen Al Yisrael v'yal Rabbanon v'yal Tamidei Chon v'yal Kol Tamidei Chon v'yal Kol Mada Askin Barayata Diva atra haden v'di b'chol atar v'atar. Yehi lechon alechon shlamar rabachina v'chista v'rachamin v'chayin arichin umzune revichi ufukana. Mikadam avrohon devi shamaya v'aravim ramen. Yehi shlamar rabamin shamaya v'chayim tovim alenu v'yalko Yisrael v'himeru. Amen. O say shalom b'mromav. Hu barachamav yaseh shalom aleinu v'yalko Yisrael v'himeru. Amen. Page 50. Baruch shahamar v'haya ha'olam. Baruch hu, baruch hu. Baruch sha'amar v'haya ha'olam. Baruch hu, Baruch hu, Baruch oseh v'reshit, Baruch omer ve'oseh, Baruch gozer u'mekayem, Baruch merachem al ha'aretz, Baruch sha'amar v'haya ha'olam, Baruch hu, Baruch hu, Baruch ata Adonai, Melech mecholal v'tishbachu. Page 55. Psalm 150, the last of the Psalms. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Hallelujah, El Bekocho, Hallelujah, Bekirya Uzo, Hallelujah, Bigvuratav, Hallelujah, Kirov Gudlo, Hallelujah, 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 Hallelujah. Hallelujah, bateka shofar. Hallelujah, ben nevevel chinot. Hallelujah, batofu machol. Hallelujah, beminim ve'ugav. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Hallelujah, b'tziltzalei shama. Hallelujah, b'tziltzalei teruah. Kol hanshama tel hallelujah. Kol hanshama tel hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Page 59. Yishtabach shimcha la'ad malkeinu, ha'el ha'melech ha'gadol ha'kadosh b'shamayim uva'aretz, ki lachana Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'emotenu, shir shivcha halel v'zimra, oz ha'memshala, netzech, gedula u'gevara, tehila v'tiferet, kedusha, malchot barachot, v'hodaot me'ata v'yad olam. Baruch ata Adonai, El Melech Gadol B'Tishbaot, El HaHodaot, Adon HaNiflaot, Habocher B'Shirei Zimra Melech Elchei HaOlamim, Yitgadal V'Yitkadash, Shamei Rabbah, B'Yamad V'Rach Chirutei V'Yamlich Malchutei, B'Chayechon V'Yomechon, Uv'Chayei Dechol Beit Yisrael, Bagola, Bagola, Nuvizman Karivimaru, Amen. Yahei Shmei Rabba Mevorach, Ve'olam Ome'ayama Yitbarach, Yitbarach, V'yishtabach, Yitpa'ar, V'yitromam, V'yitnaseh, V'yitadar, V'yitale, V'yitala, Shmei Dekudusha B'richu, Le'elam in kol bechata v'shirata, tush bechata v'nechemata, dam yihiran bi'alma v'imaru. Amen. We rise for the Baruch Hu. Ya lai 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 lai. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Avaed. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Avaed. Page 62. Ve'harerneinu betoratecha ve'dahabek libeinu b'mitzvotecha ve'yached levavenu le'ahava u'lera et shemecha ve'lo nevosh ve'lo nikalem ve'lo nikashel le'olam va'ed ki v'shem kodshecha hagadol v'hanora batachnu nagila v'nismecha v'shuatecha baruch ata Adonai abocher b'amo Yisrael be'ahava. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leholam Avaed Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha Bechol levavcha u'bechol nafshecha u'bechol meodecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha u'valechtecha b'derech uv'shokbecha uv'kumecha וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. If you have your Mishkan Tefillah, we turn to page 72. Mi chamocha belim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, norat ilot o seifele, norat ilot o seifele, shira chadasha shivachu giulim, shimcha al tzvatayam yachad kulam, הודו והמליכו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד צור ישראל קומה ועזרת ישראל ובטחי נאומך יהודה וישראל גואלנו אדוני צבאות שמו קדוש ישראל ברוך אתה אדוני God Yisrael. And we rise for the tefillah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu v'imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol HaGibor VaNorah,
אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואמהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם, בעזרת שרה, אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי מתים אתה רב להושיע, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי מתים ברחמים רבים, סומך נוכלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר, מי כמוך בגבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה ונאמן אתה לחיות מתים. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי המתים, נקדש את שמך בעולם כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום. ככתוב על יד נביאיך וקרא זה אל זה ויאמר, קדוש 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 אדוני צבאות, מלך כל הארץ כבודו. לעומתם ברוך יאמרו, ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. ודברי קודשך כתוב לאמור, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהי ציון. לדור ודור הללויה, לדור ודור נגיד גדלך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש. ושיבך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
And now we take a few moments for our own private prayers. This is the time to share what's ever on your mind or in your heart with Ribono Shel Olam, the one who has created all of this great cosmos, and the one who sustains all life, and the one who listens to prayer.
Oh, say shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru imru amen. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, yaseh shalom, shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. And we rise for the Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabech l'adon hakol, l'tet gdola yotzeh breshit, shelo asanu kagoyei haratzot, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורר עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא, יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד. The Mourner's Kaddish, and that can be found on page 598. Yitgadal v'yitgadash Shemei Rabbah, Bialma devarach Yerute viamlich malchute. B'chaychon v'yomechon uv'chayedecho Beit Yisrael. Bagala v'izman karivi mromin. Yehesh me rabba mevarach leolam alamelamaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitroman v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitale v'yitala shmei dekuchabrichu. Le'alam in kol berchata v'shirata. Tush berchata v'nechemata. Dam yaran b'yalma v'yimru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shamaya v'chaim. Aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. O say shalom b'mrumav. Uya say shalom. Aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen. Ah, boy, that was nice. At this point, you know, if we were together in our traditional minyan, we would smell that hot coffee, and we might even smell those warm bagels just ready to be enjoyed with conversation. That's going to happen soon, so don't worry. Just hang in there a little longer. Wear your masks. And be careful, and we're going to be together. We're going to be in a physical sense, not too long from now. It's going to be a few months, but we're going to make it. Ein Keloheinu, Ein Kadonenu, Ein Kemalkeinu, Ein Kemoshienu, Mi Eloheinu, Mi Chadonenu, Mi Chemalkeinu, Mi Chamoshienu, No del Eloheinu, No del Adonenu, No del Malkeinu, No del Moshienu, Baruch Eloheinu, Baruch Adonenu, Baruch Malkeinu, Baruch Moshienu, Atahu Eloheinu, Atahu Adonenu, Atahu Malkeinu, Atahu Moshienu. Well, that concludes our davening. Now we're going to have a little bit of meditation now. If you want to hang around, that would be great. Some of you just might be tuning in now, just at this moment, for meditation. That's fine, too. I'm just going to wrap up my tefillin here. So you can see I'm in the chapel rather than the sanctuary this morning. We have workmen putting in some brighter LED lights behind those marvelous stained glass windows that we have in the sanctuary. Those stained glass windows representing all of the major Jewish holidays. So I'll be back in there next week. Well, actually, tomorrow night. By tomorrow night, I will be back in the sanctuary. Incidentally, we have a wonderful program tomorrow at 6 o'clock. You can actually come to the synagogue. We're going to have, or at least the synagogue grounds, we are going to have a drive-in Hanukkah celebration, 6 o'clock. Tonight is the first night of Hanukkah. Tonight is the first night of Hanukkah. Tomorrow night will be the second night. Now, you are invited to come to the synagogue parking lot on the Rodman side of our property. 6 o'clock tomorrow. We're going to have a stage set up. We're going to be handing out little grab bags full of goodies, Hanukkah goodies. We're going to light the menorah. Well, I think there'll be more than one menorah there, more than one Chanukiah. And we're going to sing the seasonal songs, Mi Yimalel and Ma'atzur and Dreidel, 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 and all those really good songs. Barbara Siegel has got a whole bunch of cool songs, fun songs. And she and I are going to act out the Hanukkah story. And what a story it is. It is one of the great stories of human courage and faith in God and determination to be who you are. Okay, so that should be fun. Tomorrow morning, of course, we have meditation at 9:30. Oh, tonight. Ooh, tonight. I almost forgot. Cantor's got his, all you wanted to know, everything you wanted to know about Judaism. He's got that class at 6 o'clock. You don't want to miss that. That should be fun. You got to go on Zoom for that one. So, we've got lots happening. Whew. I'm just going to turn on my speaker. You know, it's nice to have a little bit of music to meditate by, isn't it? Yes. Whew. There we go. It's on. All right. Got to turn some. Whoa! It's a little bit too loud. We want it to be ambient music. We don't want it to dominate anything. Everything about meditation should be gentle. It should be not forcing anything, but allowing something to happen. You have a number of different kinds of consciousness. You know, you have your analytical mind. You have your mind that's very instinctual, that takes over in an emergency, the fight or flight phenomenon. You also have a resting mind. You have a mind that observes from a non-judgmental point of view, that sees the whole picture. And sometimes it's important, not sometimes, it's something that we should be able to slip into anytime we need. It's restful and yet very, very much awake. It sees everything. It sees things in a broader fashion. The analytical mind tends to focus on one particular aspect of the reality facing us at any given moment. But when we meditate, we tend to broaden our perspective. And where we may have only seen certain possibilities using that analytical part of the mind, we begin to see a myriad, a multiplicity of possibilities. And we start to put things into perspective. It's not that we don't attend. We must always attend to the challenges that we are facing. We always have to be disciplined and to be engaged in life. But we can do so from a broader perspective. We can walk through this world with wisdom, with perspective, and with peaceful hearts generally. Now, that's not to say we're not going to be stressed out occasionally here or there, but we can get away from that pressure cooker of stressful life that is so much with us in the modern period. And so what I do, I invite you to find yourself in a place where you're unlikely to be disturbed for the next, 15 minutes or so. And put your feet flat on the floor. Sit up straight. Keep your chin more or less perpendicular to your body. And you're going to allow yourself, you're going to give yourself the permission to experience this form of consciousness that is so necessary for a full, happy life. The meditative, mindful consciousness. So allow your eyes to close. Bring your focus to your breath. And lately I've been teaching you how to breathe. in. Breathe in through your mouth. Oh, I got to turn this down here. Oh, I got to just do something a little different. Here we go. I want you to breathe through your nose. But little breaths deep into the lower region of your lungs. And let your diaphragm, your belly fill up with air. And you breathe into the count of 5. And breathing out through your nose, you breathe out to the count of 5. Breathe in through the count of 5. Breathe out to the count of 5. And you allow any kind of stress that you have in your body to wash away, just to fade slowly away. And you find yourself in a comfortable condition, feeling at one with your body. Breathe in to a count of 5. Breathe out to the count of 5. You feel a certain comfort, a oneness with your body. You and your body are one. And you feel a oneness with the environment, with the air around you. With the surface upon which you are sitting. Breathe in to the count of 5. Breathe out to the count of 5. Breathe in to the count of 5. Breathe out to the count of 5. In this mindful consciousness, you can turn your focus to any task at hand. With eyes wide open, with ears that listen to the nuances and subtleties of the situation. Without superfluous thoughts and other influences coming into play, you just concentrate on what's in front of you. Whether it's a conversation with a friend, whether it is solving a business challenge, whether it's deciding on a certain course of medical interventions You see things in perspective. You see the bigger picture. Your mind is clear and focused. Tonight begins the festival of Hanukkah. Hanukkah begins on the 25th day of the month of Kislev, which generally falls during winter. Hanukkah occurs during the darkest and coldest season of the year. Hanukkah is sometimes referred to as the Festival of Light. And tonight we light the shamash, the servant candle, and we light one other candle, almost in defiance of the darkness. And we notice that the light is not diminished when one candle lights another. There was a debate 2,000 years ago as to whether we should begin the first night of Hanukkah with 8 candles. First night with 8, the second night with 7, diminishing the number of candles by 1 on each successive night. But it was decided that we should add a candle every night during Hanukkah, not diminish the light, but expand the light. Sometimes in the darkness, all we have is one candle to light. It does make a huge difference, but it's a start. Breathe in through the count of 5. Breathe out through the count of 5. In to the count of 5. Out to the count of 5. With every candle we light, our environment is illumined a little more. And the light is not diminished. The light of a candle is not diminished when it kindles another candle. And neither is the light of God diminished when we share it. It's inexhaustible. On Hanukkah, we begin with one light. And we expand. And we illumine the world with mitzvot, deeds of loving kindness, with deep faith in God, deep faith in that godly aspect of every human being. And besides increasing the lights on the Chanukiah, we try to illumine the light of love and justice and life in every human being that we encounter. We look for that Pintala Yid, that Pintala Ben Adam, Pintala Mensch, and we expand that light. Knowing one day we can join all of our lights together to make this world a better place. This is the message, the hope of Hanukkah, to bring light to the world. Let that light shine in you. Let it grow day by day during these 8 days of Hanukkah. As the sound of the bell fades away, allow yourself to emerge into a different level of consciousness, a wakeful moment. Open your eyes, adjust to the light. Take a couple of deep breaths. Stretch a little bit. Yes. Well, I hope I can see some of you this evening. We're going to park cars in every second parking space in our parking lot on the Rodman side of our property. And we should be fine. We'll be a little distant from each other. Be cautious, but be part of the community. And so stay well, stay safe, and light your Chanukiot tonight. And, if you have an electric menorah, put it in the window. Put it in the window. It's called Pirsum Hanes. It's the advertising of the miracle that happened all those many hundreds and hundreds of years ago. And let the light of Hanukkah illumine your heart, illumine the hearts of the people in your family and your community. Let that light radiate out into the world. Well, Chag Sameach, everybody. And enjoy a good latke if you got them. And remember to smile. Remember to bring a smile to the face of at least one other person that you encounter today. And so stay well, stay safe. Boker Tov, Boker Or.